I never share pictures of my son.
Yeah.
I think even on my personal Facebook, there's only 3 pictures of them, and all of them, he gave me permission to share,
Yeah.
and I never talk about it. I mean, he's an adult now, but
Hmm.
I don't talk about it because, well, first of all, he told me at a young age I would have to pay him a royalty if I used his image. But the
Fair
other thing
enough. Yeah.
but the other thing, as like, when he was young, I just thought that's not appropriate, that's not safe, so I
Yeah.
chose not to share his name. I would hint at his age, but never, and I didn't say when his birthday was or anything really personal about him, but I told a lot of stories about him. One of my best stories was, uh, he had a lemonade stand, and he and his friend made some money, and then they were gonna do it again. I said, "Well, maybe you should switch to Kool-Aid because it's cheaper." And he said this brilliant thing. He says, "Oh, we can't sell Kool-Aid." I'm like, "Why?" He said, "Well, the grown-ups won't buy Kool-Aid, and then when the grown-ups buy lemonade, they'll pay and they tell us to keep the change so we make more money." And so it was like, "Oh, that is genius that my son had figured out who his ideal client."
Target audience was, yeah. Brilliant.
But
Absolutely brilliant.
yeah,
Yeah.
but so I could tell that story about my son, but I didn't say his name, I didn't say his age, it was
Yeah.
just the story, and so that's the thing is you have to decide, and if you decide ahead of time, you don't make a mistake of sharing too much because
Right.
ahead of
Yeah.
time, and so but the personal stories are fun, and it can be something it could be like, do you have a pet? Share things about your pet. I live on the shores of Georgian Bay, and I'll share things about, I went, in the summertime, I'll go for a walk in the morning, I can see the otters, so I'll just still share things like that. That's personal, but it's not
Private.
deeply
Yeah.
personal. It's not
Yeah.
really, it's not anything that I would be embarrassed if somebody knew. So that's the thing. It's something that builds connection.